Jay's Custom Creations is supported by Timber King Sawmills. For more information on my 1220 CRZ sawmill or many other fully hydraulic sawmills, go to timberking.com. So is this like, one of them pallet wood projects? So I saw this stencil idea on a YouTube channel called, I believe it's Alabama Hobby Hardwoods, and he's got a lot of fantastic content with some tips and tricks about sawmilling. And because I recently got a sawmill, makes sense to absorb as much sawmill content as I can. So anyway, you lay it out once and you spray it on the floor, spray paint the floor, and then you have a stencil. That way you don't have to measure anything for every one of these pallets that you want to make. And this is how I'm going to start stacking all of the wood off of the sawmill. So the runners for these pallets are on 16-inch centers, and this one is a little bit less than 96. So I've got a mark for 8 foot, 10 foot, and then 12 foot. But these boards that I had for the top, and that's just what I have, they weren't quite 96 inches, so I scooted these in just a little bit. That's why it looks like it's not on the stencil. But anyway, this stuff is wet. As you can tell, it's got some surface mildew that I've already planed off. This lumber is it's wet. I should be building this with dry material. However, you got to start somewhere, and I don't really have anything that's too dry, and I don't want to go out and buy a bunch of lumber just for pallets, So this will be fine. These probably won't last the longest, but they'll be fine. They'll get the job done, and definitely good enough to get started. So now that I have 2 of these, I can switch gears and start loading up the sawmill because the tractor is finally fixed. Time to get some lumber milled and stacked in here to start drying out so we can build an apartment. Beautiful wood. Beautiful. I feel like I've done a lot today. Got a big sunburn going on. I've got a dehydration headache starting to kick in. But if I think about what all I accomplished, it just doesn't feel like a lot. And you know, part of that is recording and moving the camera 17,000 times. That takes time and a little bit of thought effort trying to figure out how to shoot this stuff. But mainly I just think my concept of time and concept of how much I can get done just really sucks. Finally got the log on the mill, cut it all up into stickers, so it's just a bunch of cuts. And yeah, I'm just slow, I guess. I feel like I should have got way more done. I feel like I came into today thinking I'm gonna get 3-4 logs milled, something like that, have all kinds of lumber. I brought the pallets out here to start stacking on them. Well, you can't really stack on top of the pallets unless you have stickers. So I was like, okay, I gotta cut some stickers first. So I feel like I'm just slow right now. Or maybe everything that I do requires extra attention here and there. Things will get faster over time. Obviously, the more I run the sawmill, the more I'm familiar with the process, and the more I just become an autopilot on what to do next. But right now I'm doing a lot of thinking, I guess you could say. I'm breaking all kinds of rules here lately with woodworking. That chainsaw chest that I made, the bottom's already cracked on it, as I expected, but it's holding up just fine. So breaking some rules, getting away with some stuff. The rain. I don't know where it is, how it is where you are, but here in the southeast United States, we've had a very frustratingly rainy year so far. As I drive around rural Mississippi around me, probably 50% of the farms are not planted. 50% of the fields are not planted. It's just too wet. And for here in Mississippi in a warm climate, not planting by the end of June is absurd. That is crazy late, right? So anyway, tarping and untarping, tarping and untarping, tarping and untarping, that gets old really fast. I'm going to move the sawmill underneath the lean-to. That way I can keep it out from the rain or under a roof, so it's not going to get rained on, and I don't have to worry about a tarp until I figure out a structure for the sawmill. I thought I could get away with tarping it, but that gets old really fast. I'm going to break some other rules with woodworking, well, specifically sawmilling. I've gone down the sawmill rabbit hole on YouTube, and I'm trying to absorb as much as I can. And a couple things that you shouldn't do is use green wood for stickers from what I gather. And then also softwood stickers are not as good as hardwood stickers. Well, I don't have any hardwood stickers. All I have is green softwood stickers. And then building pallets for the lumber to be stacked on top of. Dried pallets, kiln dried lumber or dried lumber is recommended. Well, I don't have any of that stuff, not yet anyway. So I built 2 pallets with green lumber that I had left over from the first log that I milled up, and then the entire second log that I milled up is all of these all these stickers. And I think I have enough stickers to load both pallets about as high as this stack of stickers is, and have them both fully stickered. So this is about 2.5, well, it's about 3 feet off the ground. I think I can have a 6-foot high stack of lumber with just those 2 pallets and all those stickers to tuck away here in the shop and really start drying out. I've got to get rocking and rolling on some stuff. These are green stickers, like I said, so I am going to get some sticker stain on the lumber. You got to start somewhere. So we'll figure this out as we go, but this is all I have right now, and I really don't want to buy any lumber when I have a sawmill sitting right there, even if it is just to cut up for stickers. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I've got to turn the fans on because the humidity, it sucks. It's not that bad, but the mosquitoes, holy cow. Fans eliminate mosquito problems. Talk to you in the next one.